Well, hello everybody. Some of y'all may have seen my video on replacing the CV axle on the passenger side of the Kia Soul. And, I replaced that. I was having some noise when the car was under load. In other words, like you weren't coasting. You were actually having a little bit of load on the transmission. Now, if you really punched it, sound kind of went away a little bit or reduced, but when you went to coast, nothing. So, and there was like a woo, woo, woo sound. So I, figured it was one of the CVs, and I got under there and checked it, and I felt a little slop in that passenger one, so I thought, and I ended up replacing it in that other video. Well, that didn't solve the problem. So I went ahead and replaced the one on the driver's side, and that also did not resolve the problem. It also took a little bit different approach to getting it out, and I had to buy a tool to get it out of there. So I didn't film that one, but I will be filming it now on this thing. I pretty much decided that the sound must be coming from the differential inside of the transmission. Now, given my age and health conditions and what I've got going on right now, I am not going to attempt to rebuild the transmission right now. But what I am going to do is I'm going to replace it. I purchased a used transmission with a 1-year warranty, and it was supposed to have been here yesterday, but the shipping company never showed up. So hopefully Monday I will get it. So I'm going to end up replacing, taking the transmission in the car out and putting the other transmission in there. So I'm going to have a series of videos on this, on swapping the transmission out in a 2010 Kia Soul. You can follow along. We'll put them in a playlist. Everything. Now, for those of y'all that kind of know what's going on, I got a lot of little stuff. Right now, I have zero help, so I'm gonna have to be doing this all on my own. Because of the COVID thing going on, the family members that could have come and helped me are restricted to so many miles that they can leave their place, their base, because they're in the military. So they can't come out here to help me. So I'm gonna have to be doing this on my own. I'm on blood thinners. So if I cut myself, I'm going to end up probably in ER. And then in 2 weeks, I'm having heart surgery again. They're going to put a thing in my heart called a Watchman. You can look that up if you want, but it's eventually over a period of time. If they get that in there over a period of time, it's supposed to make it where I don't have to take blood thinners anymore. So anyway, a lot of little roadblocks, a lot of little stumbling deals, a lot of things are going to slow me down on this. It's also hot. It's the time of year here in Central Texas. We're starting to get real hot, so I might work a little bit in the morning and probably not much in the evening, and do a little bit every day. Now, I purchased a downloadable service manual for the car. It's a lot cheaper and than buying the entire service manual, and that's just basically so it kind of gives me a guideline to go by on this. But I've worked on so much stuff in my life, a lot of it I figure out, but got a guideline. So I printed out the instructions on how to remove the transmission, and so we'll be going over that, probably part of that today. I've got to open up the hood. I've got to take out a lot of stuff on this side of the car to get down into the top of the transmission. Anyway, appreciate everybody watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. Hit the little bell to get notified and everything. And over the period of several weeks, maybe even a month, it might take me to do this. Follow along. We'll try to get these videos done and get this done as soon as I can. But you know how it goes. Just see what happens here. Okay, according to the instructions, I've got to take out the air stuff for the filter and the intake hose. We've got to take all this out back in here. We're going to disconnect the battery, and then for whatever reason they tell me to take out the ECU unit, which is right here, after I do the battery. So I don't know why, but that's what we're going to do. So first thing I got to do is remove this hose. And then I've got clamp here. I got to get a pair of pliers to squeeze that. I'm gonna move this light over here. So anyway, I had to undo this with this valve here, and then I'll tell you what I might do is undo this here. Okay, now undo the battery. Give me those wrenches right here. Oh, I will set a wrenches. The battery is 10 millimeter. And then it looks like it's 10 millimeter down there, but I can't see this way. I'll have to get a flashlight out here. I didn't bring one. Alright, to get the battery out, I've got to remove the ECU, which is right here. I thought it was over here, but it's right here. And there's two bolts down here that look like 12 millimeter. They're way down in there. I'm going to try to do that, which will allow me to lift this up and then hopefully get the battery out. So actually, you can see down there, I've got a whole flashlight in my mouth. Or at least over the part of it here. You get down there with a long extension. Yep, I turn the socket part down. Looks like I got to take this nut here loose too. Now, that allows you to get it loose. I don't know. Try to just go ahead and lift the battery out of there now. And I'll decide whether I need to unplug these CDs. I'll try to do this without unplugging it, but if I have to, I will. I'll have to see. The thing I can have it up out of here. I don't know if you can see this on the video right now or not, but I'm going to have to end up fabricating a deal with a 4x4 and a couple 2x4s to go across here so that I can come down and hook this lift hook on the engine. Alright, this is where I'm going to stop for today. I've got most everything undone. I got the plugs that went in down here unplugged. These wires, they come out of the way. And the shifter deal, got all that undone and unbolted from the back. This is what holds the transmission up, this transmission mount. That'll be one of the last things that comes loose as I go around the rest of it. So, there might be a few more things up top. I'll have to take a look, give me a better light to look down in here. Then I got to drain the transmission underneath, start pulling the axles out and stuff. So that's it for this part of the video, and we'll pick up again with part 2.